Okay, hi, for those of you here for the whole experience, let's get into these emails. Sean Hastings, 10:30:12. First of all, welcome back. It's good to see you fully recovered. Can't imagine what it was like for you trapped in there. If you ever want to chat about it, just let me know. That's nice of you, Sean. Anyway, you'll find the database essentially unchanged, aside from a few cosmetic upgrades. As before, you'll receive a notification when I've added a new entry. I'll also let you know if any of the entries are updated, as is often the case when dealing with these conspiratorial ancestors of yours. William Miles, the mission. I know it's easy to get distracted while inside the Animus, but I'm hoping everyone can stay focused here. We need to find that key as soon as possible. Also, do not go exploring the temple without first clearing it with me, and carry your headsets with you at all times. Can't afford to lose anyone because curiosity got the better of them. We're shorthanded as it is. Sean Hastings. Balls. We've got a visitor down here. It's Juno. She's been appearing every now and then, sort of flits through the air, reminds us to guard you well, find the key, blah blah blah, and then poof, disappears. First we thought it was just another holographic recording, but then your father called her some rather choice words, and she glared at him. Honest, swiveled those eyes in his directions, and frowned. Creeped me out. I don't know if she's reaching out to us from the past, if some part of her is still actually conscious, or if maybe she's inside the apple like some evil genie. Whatever it is gives me the creeps. And on that note, happy Halloween. November 1st, Sean Hastings. Hatham's mullet. Oh, sorry, amulet. I thought that said mullet. Hatham's amulet. Though I suppose Hatham's amulet is technically a piece of Eden, it's not particularly exciting. It functions as a key, and, well, that's about it. I know, we're all used to these things being incredibly powerful and thus rather dangerous, but this one is neither. It's weird. Is it weird I'm disappointed? That said, it's still critical to our mission, so I suppose that counts for something. Sean Hastings. Many sad faces. Good Lord, Rebecca, with all the fixes and updates and improvements you supposedly put into this recent software revision, one would think you would have had the decency to include a British English dictionary in the spell checker. Some of us prefer to use proper language when corresponding. The database keeps trying to replace the letter S with Z in certain words, and it's declared war on the letter U as well. Realize becomes realize, and color becomes color. Wrong, wrong, wrong. It's all rather ethnocentric, if you ask me. Also quite against the principles of the Assassin Brotherhood, last I checked. And here I thought we were meant to be an all-inclusive bunch. Rebecca Crane, email fix. Just a quick heads up, replying to email chains will no longer return multiple instances of the word re, should cut down on subject length considerably. Sean Hastings, email fix. Are you sure about that? See above. Rebecca Crane, email fix. Haha, very funny, Sean. William Miles, email fix. Focus, please. Rebecca Crane, so far so good. Hey there, Desmond. As you'll see from the date of this email, you've been in the Animus for a few days now, but don't worry, I've been staying on top of your vitals. Not even a blip. So it looks like extending the sessions won't be a problem. Whatever happened between you and 16 seems to have increased your tolerance. The Animus keeps you in a resting state, which takes care of fatigue, and your memories are vivid enough we're actually seeing micro-movement in your muscles, which means no atrophy issues either. Still, we'll be bringing you out for breaks just to stay on the safe side. Okay, so that explains why he didn't fall off the, skyscraper. Becca Crane, ugh, Sean is really getting on my nerves. You'd think with everything that's going on the guy would stop being such a douche. Maybe he thinks it's funny, or maybe it's part of his snarky British charm, or maybe it's how he deals with the stress. Whatever it is, it's getting old real fast. We've got enough to worry about, you know, end of the world and everything. You'd think he'd show a little restraint or maturity or something. Sorry, not like you need to hear me venting. You've got enough on your plate. Please don't say anything to him, though. It's weird. I thought in Brotherhood it seemed to me they were intimating a Rebecca-Sean romance, but maybe not. Or maybe that's still to come. Desmond Miles. William Miles. Disappointed. In case you haven't noticed, we're knee-deep in the shit here. I understand this might not be your idea of a good time. It isn't anyone's idea of a good time. Picking fights isn't going to get our work finished any faster, so I suggest you stick to the mission. The sooner we're through the door, the sooner we can get back to our lives, or in your case, the lack of one. Dad. Harsh. Sean Hastings, your father. William's not the most diplomatic man, I'll give you that, but he cares about you very much. When you were under, during that whole bit with 16, he never left your side. Even slept in the same room when we put you down for the night. Anyway, don't mean to be a busybody, didn't want you to stay sore with him. Not too sore, anyway. The man means well, even if he's got an odd way of showing it. Sean Hastings, new database entries. Just a quick heads up that I've pushed in a new batch of entries focused on the Kanyen Kihaka. I guess that's Connor's tribe. In order to ensure accuracy, I actually turned to a friend on the outside. Don't worry. He thinks it's for a presentation, so we're in no danger of being discovered. You'll find a new section under the database labeled, surprise, surprise, Kenny and Kahaka. It has information on their political and social structures, as well as some notes about their material culture. Sean Hastings, Connor's Piece of Eden. Interesting. The sphere used by Connor during his spirit journey is clearly for civilization and origin. It appears to function as some sort of temporal calculator. It's essentially a crystal ball, but one that actually works. This can't be coincidental, which begs the question, are there others out there? Spam? Maybe? Hope so. Either that or it's a code. It says hello at the bottom, which is concerning. I will look up the significance of this email online. And the, what? Well, all of a sudden this looks intriguing. From binary to Desmond Miles. I will figure out what that title spells in binary and get back to you. It works. I should hardly be surprised electrical impulses move from one pathway to another. You call them networks. Our word for them was more akin to road. It is yet difficult to project a thought from one medium to another, and yet it works, it works, it works. Is that, what is it, Juno? Or Hera? Or whoever our friend is here? Sean Hastings, Hatham's Blades. I've been doing some digging on Hatham's Blades, still not 100% sure where they came from. My initial instinct was he started out as an assassin. I believe his father was one, in fact. But it appears he was a Templar from pretty early on. Maybe he took them from someone. It's happened before, and they're quite handy. I'm surprised more Templars haven't put them to use. Pretty easy to build a pair if you know what you're doing. Yeah, because I was wondering, because his ancestor must have been an assassin in order to be descended from Ezio, right? Unless, I guess he could be an assassin from the maternal line on somebody's part. Or, I guess, the point is he wouldn't have to be a direct descendant of Ezio, but it does make things sort of complicated. Alright, Juno. Is it Juno or Hera? I don't remember. We're gonna call her Juno for... well, actually, I can check up here, I suppose. Juno, okay. Juno, what have you got to say? I have found a way to better control the impulses, to formulate a thought and transmit it, to add a sense of structure, a sense of order. You fear order, you're kind. The gentle hand tends the flock. It is a kindness, not a cruelty. I wonder will you ever understand. Your enemies do, in their own way, but they share your base heritage. Their concept is flawed. They are not worthy. You have all proved unworthy of our gifts. That doesn't bode well. Looks like Juno's really taken a shine to you. I suggest you don't engage her. There isn't time to go down that rabbit hole. It's sure to prove a badger's den besides. This whole experience is, actually. That final door. Salvation, was it? But for us, who knows? Here we sit, working towards something we know next to nothing about, but it's our only chance, so there's that, I suppose. Sean Hastings, leave him alone. From Juno, you should not meddle in affairs that do not concern you. Sean, lol, somebody doesn't like me. Hastings, all these Juno visits, and emails too, apparently, have got me thinking. What happened to Tinia and Minerva? They're the ones who invited us to this little apocalypse party, and now they've gone and buggered off. Little inconvenient, not to mention rude. I'll try and poke around later, see if there's not some sign of what happened to them. Rebecca Crane, am I the only one who thinks we should buy a few space heaters? Maybe a couple of jackets, too. It's cold down here. I sort of figured that as we powered the place up, it'd, like, turn on its climate control systems or something. Guess not. Maybe the first civvies like it this way? All I know is I don't, so I'd really like for us to pick up some sort of heating solution the next time we head out. Please. Sean Hastings, annoying. Abstergo is definitely onto us. Most of the power sources I was tracking are gone. Guess they're rushing to snap them up now that they know what we're up to. We've got the other cells scouting for us, running interference, trying to grab anything they can. It's just hard with our numbers and their resources. William Miles, status. Sean's continuing his search for additional power sources. I'm working to coordinate with the other cells, have them doing recon and watching for Abstergo. Rebecca's been monitoring your sessions. I'm hoping to duplicate some of the recordings and send them to other cells for further research. Also hoping there's a way to bypass some of these memories, but synchronization seems to dictate you progress in chronological order. Hopefully someday we'll have a way to move through memories more quickly. Would certainly save us a lot of time in situations like this. Juno. Why do you delay? If you do not retrieve the key in time, all the world will perish and you with it, yet you stop to talk or rest. Rest later, when your work is done. If I seem aggressive, if my words feel more imperative than request, it is because I fear that you will not succeed in time, and then all of us are doomed. My father was taken from me by human hands, a war they called it for their freedom. They were not even meant to exist. You were not meant to exist. We conjured you, a mistake, an error that cost us the world. My father would sing to me, as a child, soft songs of hope and love, his voice forever stilled when your brutish ancestors took up axe and club, later turned our own works against us. We might have known what was to come and averted it had you not dragged us into war. This is your fault. Hastings, American Politics. You know, it's rather incredible the way your lunatic fringe tries to conjure the spirit of the Founding Fathers to support their various causes, and by incredible I mean hilarious. They hold up slave-owning, sexist homophobes as if that's some sort of ideal to which one should aspire. Oh, and in case you think I added that last bit for fun, as the sexism and slavery bits are already common knowledge, sodomy was a criminal offense in every one of the 13 colonies except for Georgia, and Thomas Jefferson, champion of personal liberty that he was, advocated for the castration of homosexuals. Jesus. Lovely fellow, these founding fathers of yours. And now there's that new bit of madness with people asking for the removal of textbook references to their slave owning. And before you think to turn it back round and rightly point out that their barbarism was inspired by English law, last time I checked, two stupids don't make a smart. I thought the whole point of the revolution was to break free of the old ways, and it certainly doesn't recommend your founders as the sort of persons one should aspire to become, unless you aspire to become a manipulative bigot. Lest you think I'm championing some sort of leftist agenda, I'll gladly shame the internet tough guys who celebrate the Treaty of Tripoli as well. Shame on them for thinking it shows anything other than something taken straight out of the first grader's guide to international relations. Its intent wasn't to prove America wasn't a Christian nation. They were saying they weren't going to reignite the Crusades. No, that would be delayed for a couple of centuries. Now, I don't believe your founding fathers wanted to establish a theocracy, and they probably did intend for the country to be welcoming of all religions, but this isn't proof of that. I suppose the point I'm trying to make is that people might want to spend a little less time romanticizing and manipulating the past, fat chance that, and a bit more time focusing on how to improve the future, fatter chance still. It's not to say there isn't plenty to be learned from looking back, because there is. It's just that most of these lessons wind up ignored or perverted these days. At best, it's disingenuous and unproductive. At worst, and often, it's rather dangerous. You're kind, you wretched simple things, one step removed from animals. One step removed? No steps. None. You are animals. We had the sense, the sixth. We were transcendent. You are pretenders. You suppress. Your artifices are lies. Economics, philosophy, literature, love, all born of desperation, denying what you are. Animals, who root, who feast, who fuck, who kill. Hate. That is what I think of you when I think of you. That's pretty harsh. Don't worry. I know you think it's dangerous for me to head to Egypt on my own, and you're probably right. Wouldn't be surprised if Cross is already there. They're locking things down left and right, but we don't have a lot of options. If there's a chance to grab the last power source, we've got to take it. I promise I'll be careful. I've been fighting these bastards since before you were born, literally. Alright, and there we have it. There's all the emails that we've got so far. I'll be keeping a closer eye on this from now on so they don't pile up like this. And in the next message, I will see you guys back in the Animus.